The module that we're going to go over today is Module 303, Desktop Publishing. Now you can do this assignment in Canva or Mark/LucidPress. Today we're going to talk about the Canva directions. Your criteria are these 9 steps right here. So maximum of 1 page and minimum of 2 featured articles. Minimum of 1 photo or graphic, minimum 1 sidebar with an integrated table object for listing text, minimum 1 complex layered object, minimum 2 other graphics or photo objects, minimum 1 set of grouped objects, and compliant with CRAP principles of visual design. After you're done creating the newsletter, you'll submit it as a PDF. You'll see below that there are plenty of examples of the newsletters, and we're going to go over how to create it in Canva today. You can create a free account in Canva. Just sign in either with your Google account or your email address. And once you're on the main page of Canva, what you'll do is go to Newsletter. Now we're going to create a blank newsletter. I know there are templates, but we're not going to start with a template. We're going to just create it from scratch. And the first thing that we want to do in our newsletter is to make it look nice and make it personal. So we're going to add information about ourselves and what we want to teach in the future. So let me add that to our page. Right now my newsletter is simple, but you can make it look however you want it to look. The next step is to add a minimum of 2 featured articles. So in order to do that, we'll add a text box. And we'll drag those to wherever we want those articles to be. Remember, there's 2 separate articles that you're going to add. So once you have the 2 articles, the next thing you're going to add is a minimum of 1 photo or graphic. I do want to give you a hint that when you're looking for a picture, don't find one that has a crown there that says Pro. That will require that you pay for this Canva creation. Look for something that does not have a crown, that does not say Pro next to it, and then just click it and it'll go right into your picture. The next thing that you have to add is a minimum 1 sidebar with an integrated table object for listing text. Now this could be upcoming events for a class. So we'll add that table to this left corner here. Now I found this list that says homeware list. So if you search for a list, it'll make it easier to have the 2 columns, the left and right side. So now we have a list of upcoming events. You'll notice that the list is a little different from the way it looked. It was cost of objects, so I changed that all around to be pertinent to what my newsletter is about. Also, when I'm in this list, I had to ungroup it. So at the top right of the screen, when you first add that list, you would see a grouping, and all you have to do is click on group. So we'll start a new one just to show you. So once you start a new one, you click on group, and then you can move around all of the text to whatever shape that you want. So you'll want to put it in the spot that you want it on the page first, and then ungroup it. Another way is to just create individual text boxes for each one of the events next to each other. So either way works. Up to this point, we have step 4 completed. Now we're going to go to step 5, which is minimum of 1 complex layered object. So here I added 2 images. I added some leaves, and I added the acorn. You can edit both the images however you want, so they look like they go together. After you're done editing however you want it to look, we'll just leave it the way it originally was. You can change the transparency on either of the images so they look more like they blend together. So we'll make them both just a little lower on transparency so they look more like they actually belong together. And what you're going to do is click on one image. You'll hold down the Shift button, and you'll go up top and hit Group. So what that's going to do is make it into one image whenever you move it around. So we grouped those two images together. They're separate images that I added, the leaves and the acorn. I changed the transparency on it, and then I grouped them together. So we have number 5 complete. Number 6 is a minimum of 2 other graphic or photo objects. So just add 2 other objects besides the main one in the middle that is relevant to whatever the newsletter is talking about. All right, so I added leaves at the bottom of the tree and a pumpkin to the image. So those are my 2 other graphic or photo objects. It says a minimum of 1 set of group objects, and I completed that with this set, but I can also group the tree with the leaves. So the tree and the leaves can be grouped. Once again, you click one image, hold down Shift, and then click the other image, and the group option will pop up on the top right of the screen. So just group those together. So now, once again, those are all one image, so that is grouped together. And last is compliant with CRAP principles of visual design. So here's our CRAP principles: contrast, repetition, alignment, and proximity. Everything is followed within that newsletter. So this is finished, and the last step is to submit as a PDF file. So you'll go to the top right of the screen where it says Share, and you can download. It'll say suggested PNG, but the requirement for this assignment is PDF. So just click PDF Standard and download. If you're getting an error for some reason, it's saying you have to pay for it, look at what has a crown next to it, what it's saying that you added that's a pro version, and just replace that with something that's not the pro version. So once I'm finished, I can click it, and this is my completed 1-page newsletter. And I will submit this PDF in Moodle.